Welcome to the Culture Edit. Unique perspectives into the personal and professional lives of individuals at the helm of successful business, athletics, art, and design. Welcome to the Culture Edit, episode 111.
You're getting really good with the remembering the numbers thing.
Well, you know, once it's like 110, then like 111 is easy to remember. But once we get into like 117, then I'll be like, what are we at? Are we 116?
What about like 178?
Yeah, that'll probably be hard.
It is a beautiful,
gorgeous,
amazing,
epic
fall day in Atlanta. The air is crisp. The leaves are falling.
I went on a run. I didn't sweat one little drop. It was amazing. The
earth is healing from yesterday's disaster. Global disaster,
cyber pandemic. I want everyone who's a consistent listener of the podcast to remember that at the beginning of the year, my prediction would be
she's ready for
that
this.
There is a cyber pandemic before the end of the year, and I would. Do we know what caused the Amazon meltdown yesterday?
Yeah, it was basically an IT guy.
Of course.
There was one obscure server that had an update that caused. They didn't really explain it. It was just one.
Allegedly.
It was internal.
Allegedly.
It wasn't an attack. It was an internal.
But why would they ever admit to an attack?
Yeah, you're right. They might not.
They would never unless there was some like legal reason that they have to admit to it.
I think they would get in pretty big trouble if there was an attack and they didn't admit to it.
Yeah.
If they tried to cover it up from a regulatory perspective.
So the what is it? The Red Robin, the scapegoat, is this poor IT guy.
The red herring?
Red herring. But the red herring is something to throw. Yeah, it's like to distract from something, right?
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know why I said Red Robin.
I was trying to connect the dots on that one.
Red herring. Robin.
Yeah, so Nikki was super excited. The AWS
so excited.
went down. Her prediction, actually the first thing our listeners will appreciate this. The first thing she asked me is, how much cash do we have?
Yes, because
she starts going through her checklist.
Because I went to Green's, our local liquor store, yesterday on a Monday.
Of course.
And to get libations for the party tonight. And when I was chatting with the cashier, we were talking about how at Green's you're allowed to pay in cash and you get a discount if you pay in cash. And how I was saying that's actually really smart for the owners of Green's because now they're going to have all this cash when the cyber pandemic happens.
It's called money laundering.
Or money laundering.
That's probably more the reason why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Shout out to our friends at Greens hosting the podcast this week.
I love Greens. It's such a weird place. It's such a, you kind of like, you always feel, or at least let me speak for myself. I always feel a little bit like an alcoholic when I'm going into Greens.
I agree with that.
Like there's just something about.
What's because everyone else in there is alcoholic?
Well, you know, you get all walks of life. You get. There's at least two questionably sane and insane people in the parking lot at all times. But I will say, for how crazy they act, they never break the threshold and they never go inside.
No, but the people walking around, you see them and they're clearly alcoholics.
Yes.
Like they're like all the signs are there.
And it's a lot of
the physical
middle-aged
signs,
white women.
A lot of middle-aged white women. The what they're buying. Like the cheapest
possible liquor.
Largest volume
I
of
call
liquor.
it like toilet liquor.
Yeah, like, and so you look at them,
prison
you're
wine,
and then you feel like I'm a normal person, but I'm in here, but maybe I'm not the normal person.
Yeah, it made me, especially on a Monday, which I actually don't usually go to Greens. Usually you do that duty, but you know, out and about running errands and
we're having a party, so we had to stock up.
Yeah. But there was also in the parking lot, it's hard to explain this parking lot because it's not really a convenient parking lot to begin with.
It's a typical Atlanta parking lot.
If everyone follows the rules, the parking lot works. As soon as one person doesn't follow the rule, which is park in a designated spot, it goes to hell.
Well, but the spots are angled in different directions too.
That is an issue.
Yeah.
But it's like they got drunk and then decided to paint the lines on the parking lot, pretty much, which would make sense for a liquor store. But there was a woman who not only did her car battery appear to be dead, but her tire was also flat because there was a guy blocking everyone in, literally blocking 5 cars in. So he was parked behind the diagonal parking, trying to help this woman fix her flat and jump her car all at the same time. And we're all kind of waiting there like, okay, like we gotta go. But like, everyone's unpredictable at a liquor store. So you don't want to necessarily like press people. You don't want to impress people.
Yeah. You don't push your luck.
You don't want to push your luck because everyone's got a gun in their car and liquor nearby. So
welcome to Atlanta.
You just kind of, you're nice. You're like, hey, sir, I really want to back my car out. Is it possible you could move your vehicle? And luckily he was nice and moved the vehicle. But it was just like such a chaotic scene. Because I'm like, did her car die in the parking lot or did she roll into the parking lot and the car died?
I'd say she probably rolled in.
That's seemed like guess.
She probably hit a plate and her car fell apart and she rolled in.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. What a thinking of that dynamic, what a opposite end of the world.
Can you hear that?
Yes, I can hear that. That if you our audience, if you can hear a squeaker, like a faint squeaker, here, listen. That is our new puppy, Camille, who Nikki has given a squeaker to while we record a podcast. I think you have to go get that.
I didn't give it to her for the podcast. She just always has a squeaker.
Yeah, so what an opposite end of the spectrum if you think of the Greens parking lot in the middle of the city of Atlanta to where I was this past weekend. The Sims utopia of Bentonville, Arkansas, which you still have not been, and we talked about last year. Even more perplexing of a place for me because it does seem like it is perfect. Like America. It is the Truman Show. Did you ever see the Truman Show?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I know what it is, but I never watched it.
Okay. It's like a manufactured place for a television show, but people didn't know they were in a television. Or this one guy, Jim Carrey, didn't know he was in a television show.
Oh, that's funny.
He was Truman.
I like Jim Carrey.
So yeah, it is a crazy. I mean, it's cool. It's built for bikes.
But does it in it?
But you don't have that experience that you're talking about in the parking lot of Greens in Bentonville. Ever.
No, and
Ever.
I wonder what I confuse myself a lot. And the reason
what you like?
Yeah, because like in theory, it would be nice to live in a place with order, law and order, and cleanliness. But I don't think that's for me. I get bored so easily.
You've
so
become too much of a big city girl.
Okay, hold on. Let's roll it back a little bit because
now push this microphone away from you a little bit.
Oh,
there you go.
I've always been a big city girl. I didn't become one. Orlando is a big city.
Apparently, it's the most visited city in America.
It's the most visited city in America. Like, what was it, 74 million people visit Orlando, Florida every year. And right where I live. Like
we just learned this.
We lived in the heart of Orlando.
Yeah, more than New York City.
More than New York City.
People visit Orlando.
When people are like, oh, like, did you grow up in a big city? Yes, I grew up in it, but people don't think of Orlando as a big city. But it is a fairly large city.
There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
You don't have like you have downtown. But anyways, I am definitely a city. I enjoy the country. Like I went up to the mountains this weekend to visit my parents and I love it, but I start to get antsy so fast. And not that I get antsy to like do things.
I'm antsy to talk about Big Sugar.
I know. So yeah, I don't think I could live in Bentonville even though
you haven't been there.
I know, but the way you describe it, manufactured law and order, I don't think that's for me. I like chaos. I want the chaos menu.
There's no chaos there. Zero, absolutely zero chaos.
It's like a place you could have a nice break when you get tired of the chaos and you go to Bentonville.
You don't have to lock your doors there.
Yeah.
It's people just leave their bikes outside.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is completely crazy.
Okay, so tell us more about your weekend because I was not there, so I have not heard everything.
I mean, it's big gravel race, the last event of the Lifetime Grand Prix. It's one of the, I'd say it's one of the biggest gravel races in the world, and it's notoriously hard. And I didn't train for it because I had pneumonia for 3 weeks before that, and we knew going into it that we were looking at a weather event.
Yeah.
And this became quite the drama while we were there. Perfect weather the day before. Like,
did you text? Do you have the urge to text Ansley and ask what to do?
Oh, damn.
You didn't text Dr. Ansley Long?
I mean, it was like 100% rain. Like, there was no getting around it.
Because if you had texted her and asked if it was going to rain and she said yes, it wouldn't have rained.
That's true. And so, yeah, there was just a lot of drama on what they were going to do. And we had talked to Micah 2 nights before, and they were working on contingency plans. So kind of knew what the options were.
Yeah.
One of the options were reduce everyone to 50 miles instead of 100.
The pros and the amateurs.
That was but when I heard that was a possibility, my tone completely changed. I was super excited for this weather event. I'm like, bring on the weather event. And so, yeah, just right up to game time decision, we found out that morning of, probably 2 hours before the race, that they changed it from 100 to 50 miles.
It's funny because Alexi and Keegan said that they found out like on the start line.
That's possible. That's definitely possible.
Or like basically on the start line.
Well, because they don't wait till the last minute Michael Garrison style to show up for the event.
I guess so.
So they are on the start line.
Michael's still like eating his bowl of
They
Wheaties.
were on the start line while Michael was still at the house.
I believe that.
And so we knew, and I was texting Micah, so Micah texted me.
You had the insider scoop.
And I was like super excited about that for me personally. And I also thought, and it is true, I knew that would actually be better for Michael.
Yeah.
A shorter, faster, harder race is right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he got a flat halfway through, but he was doing really well until you were watching.
Yeah, he was.
So, that's why so I couldn't have been more excited about it. And it did rain probably 45 minutes after we started. Cold rain. But the roads there aren't like mud roads. Mm-hmm. Like we got dirty, but it wasn't that bad. But it just made the course a little bit unsafe.
So what I found interesting is that, and I want you to explain this because I'm kind of having a hard time like envisioning it. Michael basically said that it has become like the ultimate networking event, industry networking event. How, kind of walk me through what that looked like.
It is. And that's actually one of the things I want to talk about. I don't think most people there are there to race.
Yeah.
And I think I even think the people that are there to race aren't there to race.
Yeah.
So a lot of networking, a lot of business going on. All of the brands are there. Like almost every major bike brand had a spot in Expo, and I've never seen that before. I don't ever remember seeing Specialized with a.
I mean, I feel like Sea Otter's probably the only place,
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. I mean, they were all there. So you've got all these brand reps trying to connect with athletes. Deals are happening. You've got kind of the race world promoters are all there. So think about like former guests of the pod. Talk to Chemo from Lifetime, Amy Charity from Steamboat. Who else was on the pod?
You saw Dylan.
Dylan Johnson, obviously.
Did you ever see Alexi?
Never saw Alexi.
Okay.
But I saw people walking around with the stuffed Willie.
Oh, gosh. I was so mad you all didn't find one for me.
Yeah, I was looking for Alexi. Who else did I talk to that was formerly on the pod? Oh, Brendan Quirk.
Yep.
CEO of USA Cycling. So think about that. Like just from our podcast, there's like 4 people there.
Think about our podcast. We need to have some sort of like booth for the podcast.
Well, Bonk Babes did a live podcast while they're there. I actually thought about that.
There you go. And they're just like stream of consciousness.
There's not a lot of editing going on.
Well, if it's live, you can't do editing.
I did meet Danny, who hosts Bonk Babes.
Was she nice?
Yeah, she's really nice. She rode with us.
Oh, nice.
We did the shakeout ride.
So is she a professional gravel racer?
Yes.
Okay.
English, British gravel racer.
Maybe we should get her on the pod.
Shrewsbury. She's got a strawberry helmet.
And you met Kate Courtney.
I did meet Kate.
You said she was like the nicest person ever.
So Onyx Coffee Shop, you've heard me talk about this coffee shop. Probably the best coffee shop I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Great vibe, packed to just everyone like that morning.
Yeah.
It was the morning of our shakeout ride. Just everyone was there.
Yeah.
It's
a who's who of Bentonville.
Yeah, exactly. And Kate walked in.
And I was on the phone with you when she walked in. Yeah. You were like, Kate Courtney just walked in.
In her world championship kit.
Yeah.
She just got her new bike from Lucas at Allied, painted it for her. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like Kate's here. And she was like, so nice, taking pictures with everyone. Everyone's like going up to her and talk to her. Like never once did you sense like she was annoyed. She's like so nice and happy about it.
Well, and she wasn't even there to race, which people were like, wait, is she racing? But she was just actually She just happened to be there that weekend.
She was there to get her bike.
Yeah, to get her bike.
Yeah.
But
it's a custom world championship paint job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
Allied is based in Bentonville.
Probably because she wasn't racing, it was a lot easier for her to just really soak in like the fandom, the accolades, like which she 100% should.
Well, we were talking about that. Like in her normal life, she walks around, no one knows who she is.
Yeah.
And then you go to this event, and that's probably a lot of these gravel racers and mountain bikers. And then you go to the event, and it's like superstar.
Yeah.
Like not even just like, oh, there's like a pro. It's like superstar Kate Courtney.
Is she like really short?
She is tiny.
Okay, I was going to ask you because I'm like, she looks so tiny on the bike. And you know when you meet people in person, if you've only ever seen like a photo or a video of them riding their bike, it's really hard to tell like how big or small they are, or how short or tall they are, I should say.
Yeah.
And so I'm always surprised when I meet some people and I'm like, oh, you're so much taller than I thought. Other people I'm like, oh my gosh, you're like a tiny human.
Yeah, she is very tiny, which a lot of mountain bikers are.
Yeah. Agile.
Yeah, and she was cool. I actually ended up talking to her. I went to get my coffee, and I turned around, and she was like standing there, and she was like, "Hi," and I was like, "Hey," and I was like,
"Like Camille?"
Yeah, I was like, we've actually communicated through Substack.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I know who you are," and
that's funny.
she stood there and talked to me. I had to be like, "Okay, I'll let you go."
Yeah.
She was totally fine just standing there talking about writing in
nice.
Substack, because I was just saying how impressed I am with the fact that she is able to write a Substack after every weekend race, like on a Monday. It comes out every Monday.
Yeah.
I know I've talked about it on the podcast before, but it's definitely worth a read if you like reading.
And Kate Courtney is just, it makes me so happy that your perspective of her is that she's like a woman of the people.
Yeah.
Because, like anything, it's not just cyclists, but sometimes you meet your heroes and they're incredibly awkward or they're incredibly introverted. And so you're kind of surprised because maybe their persona online or social media when they're, in front of the camera is very like outgoing. And then you meet them in person and they're kind of just like just very introverted. A lot of cyclists are very introverted.
Very, very.
Because I think about, I don't know if you remember when we were in Flanders and I met, oh my gosh, who was Corinne Rivera.
Yeah.
And this was like at the height of her, like she had just won Flanders the year before, or did she win that year?
She won it the year before.
So it was kind of like the height of her, career. And I went up to her and I was like, hey, like, can I get a picture with you? And she was, I don't want to say she was rude because I don't think she's a rude person. I think she's she's very serious and she's very introverted. But she was just like, she did not want to take pictures.
She was borderline rude, I would say.
She was, an average person would consider her rude.
Yeah.
I will give her grace because they were on their way to do the like standing on the stage, the sign-in stuff, and so I wasn't trying to take a lot of her time, but I was a little surprised because we're in Belgium. There's not many Americans coming up to you saying, I'm a huge fan. I love, like, good luck.
Yeah.
And I think I was kind of the only person who was coming up to her, so that was a little shocking. So I'm glad to hear that Kate is really sweet.
No, she's cool. She's very cool, and we sat there for drinking the rest of our coffee, and the whole time she was having to like take pictures with people, selfies with people, talk to people, and she didn't care.
Yeah.
She's totally down for it.
That's cool. That's really cool.
But yeah, it's really, I didn't think about as much last year. I mean, I saw the networking stuff happening last year, but just everyone you meet was with a brand or was trying to connect with an athlete. And obviously we were, talking to brands and stuff for Michael as well. And there's just a lot of that going on. But then that made me realize at the same time that so many people are there not to actually do the event.
Yeah.
Or they're just going through, they're there to party. Like, that's the interesting thing. It's like a world of people that never party. The build up to the gravel rave, like that's what people are asking. Are you going to the gravel rave?
Is it fun though?
I thought it was so not fun that I didn't go.
Like
I went
last year?
Yeah. But hold on a second.
I think if you're in that world, it's probably fun. Like if you're actually like a professional racer, because there's not many times where they get to just like let loose together.
I got someone we can ask about this. Hold on a second.
Okay. About the gravel rave?
About the gravel rave.
Did you tell them you were going to call? Because if it's a Gen Z, they don't answer their phone.
Why, hello.
Hey, mate.
Hey.
G'day, mate.
Peter Mullens, we're recording a podcast. Do you mind talking to us real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, cool. I was just giving Nikki a breakdown of Bentonville, Big Sugar, and kind of my take on it. And I'm curious what you think. Most people are not there to race or even do the event. They're there to network, do deals, and go to the gravel rave, because everyone just kept asking me about the damn gravel rave the whole time.
Yeah, I texted you about it, and you said you were dancing on the stage, but that was lies.
It was all lies.
No, I love Bentonville, actually. I first went there a couple of years ago before it sort of really took off.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, it's just like Pleasantville.
It is. It's like it's not
Really?
not
Yeah.
even real. Nikki hasn't been, but that's a good description of it.
Yeah, and I think especially for the 2 weeks of Little Sugar, Big Sugar, sort of comes alive as a real life bike riding Pleasantville. But
I feel like
I
y'all
love
were.
it. I don't know if I could live there. I don't think I could live there, but it's a great place to sort of visit as a bike destination.
I agree. I feel like you folks that were doing both races, it was like a 2-week vacation camp for you guys.
I don't know if it was a vacation.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's probably, I mean, it's like Sea Otter and Unbound combined nearly. It's
Yeah.
like a 2-week Sea Otter because everybody's in town, like you said, everybody's networking, everybody wants to, you kind of have like the sponsors who want to catch up to talk about 2026, but then it's the last time you'll see all your friends for the season, especially for me going back to Australia. So it's like a big social week, networking week, and then realistically for a lot of athletes, the most important races of the season and the toughest in terms of like equipment choices and, you know, mechanicals and the points in the Grand Prix, and you want to finish the season on a good result so you can pitch to your sponsors that, you know, you're worth sponsoring again.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a really big final 2 weeks. It's quite the come down.
And that,
I'm at home packing right now. I go back to Australia on Thursday. Sad face, Nikki.
I know. I'm so sad.
I know, me too. Yeah, and I'm just sort of like detoxing, listening to, well, actually the new Taylor Swift album, because I'm a bit late on that.
Oh.
It's kind of like an upbeat pop rock. There's a lot of diss tracks.
Yeah. I was texting my friend this morning about it, and we both didn't love it when it first came out, but now it's actually growing on me because it's so different than what she's done from like a lyric perspective that I'm like, okay, I feel like maybe she's actually being herself in this album, and that's why it's so shocking to everyone.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's like personal lyrics and themes of like fame, love, growing older. Yeah, I think it's had like mixed reviews, but
Yeah.
I agree. I kind of like the first time I listened to the songs, I was like, it's terrible. I made Dylan listen to some of them on the way home in the car yesterday. And then, yeah, I'm coming around to it.
Yeah, same.
So
I haven't heard a song.
yeah, and you can do a new Taylor Swift fade out song on the episode.
Exactly.
There we go.
Father figure.
Yeah. How is Dylan's blisters healed from his walkabout?
Oh my God. So on the drive home, we were actually supposed to stay an extra day and go to a Nate Bargatze comedy festival in Tulsa. But we were kind of like, you know, a bit tired from the weekend and the rave and whatnot. So his blisters, luckily because he walked 10 kilometers, like 6 mile
Yeah.
in those shoes. Like his cleats were so worn, he actually couldn't clip into his pedals for the last, 20 miles of that race. And when he got home, I was like, dude, first aid kit. We need to put some fancy Band-Aids on your heels so you can dance at the rave tonight. But that was okay because I think they were kind of fresh. But then the next day we drove through to Nashville. We stopped at Nashville for dinner and did a bit of a walk around. And Nashville, I've never been there before. And my mum and dad are like massive boot scooters. And we actually went to this place, and they had like this open floor, so you could do some line dancing. And his blisters were so bad, he just had like Adidas slides on.
Wow.
Everyone on this Nashville dance floor is in these fancy cowboy boots, and he's just like in a sweater and Adidas slides. Obviously a terrible line dancer, Dylan. He's no rhythm.
Well, having the blisters gives him a reason to just be a half-assed, I'm sure. He's like, oh, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do it.
Yeah, and we were on a travel day, and on travel days, we wear activewear. And so I'm walking around Nashville in activewear, the only person in the whole city in activewear, and like purple activewear too, like not blending activewear. So it was pretty obvious that we weren't local, I think.
Yeah, you weren't in your Nash Vegas attire. I'm sure there was a...
No, and it was so ironic because I dressed like a cowgirl the night before, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was like, man, if I should just rip out my gravel rave cowgirl outfit.
Why was everyone dressed in Western attire for the gravel rave?
Because that was the theme this year. So the last 2 years, it's sort of been a neon theme, and this year they introduced electric cowboy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we had face glitter galore. Actually, the boys were getting ready for the podium, and my friend Mia and I were face glittering some of the guys. Cole Patton was the first to put his hand up because, he's so epically cool.
Yeah.
And then Keegan wouldn't put any face glitter on, which we thought was a bit lame.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. And so
Stick in the mud.
we glittered his whole body, like chest, arms, everything. And the funniest thing was the boys kind of walked out to the podium, and then Simon Pelode, European, Swiss guy, he runs back out from the podium, and he's like, "Oh, I only have a sponsored T-shirt. It's super boring. Can I please have some face glitter?"
That's amazing.
And I was like, "Yes, you're welcome back. Come back next year."
That's hilarious.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I
was
with a group that was going, and they were all dressed up. I just never meant to ask them why they were dressed up, but I just knew we weren't going. So
yeah.
But they were like so amped.
Cowboy hat, Chad.
I know. They were just, everyone was so amped to go. I could tell there was like and I guess it's because it's a long season. And they don't get to party, and so this is like their time to party.
Yeah,
like you could sense that, and
saw
it
last
last
like the
year.
who's who of gravel racing.
Exactly. Except for Michael Garrison, he didn't go.
Yeah, I was calling him all night. I'm like, "Where you at, brother? Come to the gravel rave."
Michael's too used to holding out. Michael's too used to hanging out with old people all the time.
It's the way he's doing. He was hanging out with old guys.
Well, it's nice to see the bike riders sort of let loose and have a bit of fun. But I wanted to see Michael dance.
I bet he could dance well. I've never seen that.
I don't know whether he'd be like breaking it down or whether he'd be back corner status. Can't figure him out.
He's from Atlanta, so I think you have to dance.
Yeah.
He has to know how to dance. But that's a good question. My gut is that he would be breaking it.
If he got a couple drinks in him, I think he'd be doing like break dancing on the floor or something.
I think he might have last year. And maybe that's why he didn't go this year. It was like a little too much dancing last year. We'll have to ask him.
We only did 50 mile. Like, we were fresh. I was like, 50 mile, great. It's more time to get ready for the rave.
Exactly.
And fresh dance legs. Dylan, he should have seen him walking yesterday, because obviously he'd walked 10 kilometers in the race and then he danced. He could barely move. He looked like he was 80. So you could tell he doesn't dance a lot. Like, it's not his thing.
How happy were you when they announced it was 50 miles?
I actually really wanted to do the 100.
Really?
Like, I love Big Sugar. I think that the start of the 100-mile course is a lot more exciting than the 50 mile. I hadn't seen the 50 mile until we hit it.
Yeah.
But then when the storms come in, they roll in later in the afternoon. I was glad I wasn't out there. And then when I punctured, I thought, thank God I don't have to ride another 70 mile right now.
Exactly. That's when it started raining on us. That's on. Well, I was happy from the get go, but when it started raining, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely the right call. But
when Dylan, so I don't know if you know about Dylan's day, but he...
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, everybody saw him except me. Like, I crossed the line and I was like, my boyfriend will be here supporting me. And I was like, he must have gone back to the house. What an asshole. And then everyone came through and they're like, you didn't see him on the side of the road? Anyway, he walked for 2 hours after an unfixable mechanic. He tried to put 3 tubes in it. He tried to put grass in it, full vegan style.
Yeah.
And he walks to the feeds. And I get back to the house eventually when I find my phone, And I'm like speeding out in his minivan to the feed zone. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to be so emotional. I better pick him up. And I get there and he's like happy as Larry. And he was one of the normies had given him a wheel in the tech zone.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he was like getting ready to roll out. He signed a kid's rim. He had like this massive applause by the crowd as he rolled out. But I was saying to him, I was like, get in the car. This is icky. I'm so embarrassed. Get in the goddamn car. I'm taking you home. And he's like, no, I really want to finish.
No, never surrender.
Like, crazy. Yeah. I mean, it meant something to him. And I think it was important to him that he sort of finished the series after the year that he's had. But I was just like, that's not me.
Yeah.
I would have been hitchhiking on the road home.
Well, if he had gotten in that car, no one would have been talking about it. So him walking gave everyone something to talk about. So
exactly.
It's all about the content, and he nailed that.
Yeah.
Watching him stuff grass in that wheel or tire like it was a Christmas wreath, I was like, I feel like he needs to do this and like actually hang it on his front door as a Christmas wreath this year.
He just looked so happy. And then the guy who actually gave him the wheel, his name was Brendan. He'd had a crash, so his wrist was pretty sore. So I mean, it was great, right? I could give him a lift home. And then later that night, Dylan actually went around to his house. So it was a rear wheel that he'd borrowed, and Dylan actually gave him a Duke wheel, like gifted him a new rear wheel as a thank you, for helping me out and whatnot. And he said that was great because he needed a new rear wheel, but he couldn't get it past his wife, so it worked out well.
That's so nice.
They should call Brendan on Bonk Bros, just like we just called you.
Oh, that's a good idea. They should.
Well, he's actually in the other room recording right now.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And you know what? It's so funny. I don't know if you know last week when Keegan had received a wheel from Eli, a guy during the Little Sugar mountain bike race.
Yeah.
And on the Bonk Bros podcast, Dylan had been like, absolutely no, I hate it. No respect for Eli. And we went on a ride and he said to me, if someone ever gave me their wheel, I will not thank them. I will not thank them publicly. I think that's so ridiculous. And I said to him, I would make you. I said, don't take the wheel if you're not going to thank them.
Yeah.
And then karma's a bitch, right? Because then this week he needed a wheel. And it changed his perspective.
I mean,
he's very grateful.
He guaranteed that was going to happen to him by saying that.
Yeah.
there's no worse karma you could create by saying that, for sure.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, it was a really good, human interest story to come out of it. We love, good moments like that in the gravel world, the spirit of gravel, as they say.
Well, there's no other pro cycling event where a normie could help a pro.
Yeah.
Right? That's not existent.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, he had a couple of guys stop with him. I think Joe Laverick, Alex Howes. I know Alex Wild had an issue with his bars. Before that, he'd helped a couple of guys with some punctures. Actually, I punctured at one point. So I was in the lead group for 35 Mile. So we passed a couple of the elite men who had issues. Michael was one of them.
Yep.
And I must have passed Michael 5 minutes before I punctured. And I punctured, I stopped, plugged it. I've never plugged a tire before. And I'm pleased to say it was successful. I was very excited about that.
Nice.
But then I went to CO2 and the rubber blew out of my CO2.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh, my God. I tried to stuff it back in CO2 again, and that didn't work. And then I was like, well, I suppose I better get to pumping. Then a group of elite men come past, Michael Garrison, actually Dylan's housemate Kyle came past as well. And they both stopped. They were like, oh, are you okay? And I'm pumping away. And of course I had a crash and probably have a small fracture in my hand. So my hand was already in pain and I'm trying to pump with my hand. And Michael's like, oh, let me do it. And I was like, no, I'll get disqualified. You can't help. And so the two of them were just standing there watching me, in tears, pump up my tire.
Oh, that makes me a proud sister. Because I'm not going to say I'm like his mom.
I thought you were going to say mom.
Yeah, because he's got a mom.
And I suppose what it really shows is that the spirit of gravel really does run not just through the normie field, but all the way to the elites. There were a lot of elite riders who felt like their race was semi-over in terms of not being part of the pointy end of the bike race.
Yeah.
And they were willing to stop and help. And like I had said to Michael, I said, oh, you can't do anything. He said, well, I'll stay with you just in case it's unfixable. And then worst case, I help you and you get disqualified, but we get to the finish line together sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the friendships in the sport are quite magnificent.
Well, damn, Peta, now you make me feel bad for seeing Dylan and just waving at him and blowing right by.
Yeah, where's your spirit of gravel chat?
Well, in my defense,
at least you saw him. I just blew straight by.
In my defense, I have long experience of keeping moving, because if Michael's up the road, he probably has a mechanical that I'm going to have to help him with. So that's what I was thinking. At least that's what I'll go with.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of punctures on the weekend. The rocks are really sharp. I mean, I've punctured twice in my 20 years of racing.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah,
just unfortunate.
I had 5 flats last year. And this year, knock on wood, I was good. I didn't have any, but I had really big tires on, so that was the key.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting us call you on this. Is there anything else, Nikki? I know.
No, we're keeping this
all the time.
Yeah, no, we're keeping this. Well, we're in the works of planning an Australia trip, so we're trying to figure out when that can happen. And then, but Peta, you'll be back here in November, right? Hopefully.
No, I wish.
Okay.
So Trump only lets me stay for 180 days.
Dang.
Yeah.
And I mean, I actually have 3 weeks left on my visa, but if I want to come back earlier next season, I'd like to come back for Mid-South, start out the gravel season here. Then, I've got to head off this week.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. We don't want.
I've got like 5 or 6 American friends coming out for the summer, so I won't miss the accent. It'll be fun.
Yeah, we don't want ICE sending you down to Guantanamo Bay or anything, so you need to get out of here pretty quick.
Exactly.
Last question for you, only because I heard this morning. What is your favorite flavor shape?
I mean, if I'm like hanging out with a group of friends, I love the cheese flavor on a platter, but I'm really a savory shapes girl.
Oh, okay.
Savory shapes?
Yeah.
It's like a cracker, right?
Yeah.
It is a cracker.
Okay.
I mean, literally, when I was at, I was going to say primary school. I think you call it middle school.
Yep.
I just, put them in a Ziploc bag for lunch.
And they're all different shapes.
They're amazing.
They're different.
Yeah, all different. They're actually different shapes.
Wow.
Different flavors, different shapes. Every pack is a different color. Yeah, I suppose it's just like crisps, but they are different shapes. So savory shapes are like, they are multiple different shapes, even the savory. But like a barbecue shape, it's like what's 8 sides? Is that octagon?
Sure.
Yeah, octagon.
It's like a shape of an octagon, and
I guess that's like Chex Mix.
That's a real throwback.
Yeah.
Like when you ask people, like, what's your favorite Chex in the Chex Mix?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Mine's always the actual, little, the
actual cereal.
Yeah, like the cereal in the Chex Mix.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many things. I actually bought over 10 packs of Tim Tams this year to share with all my friends. But then Dylan's housemate Kyle loved them so much he had 5 packs. It didn't get very far. But next year I'll have to bring over some more
for sure
Australian treats.
All right, well, we'll see if we can get down there. I'm not convinced Australia is a real place. I need to visit to see, and we'll do that and go tell Bonk Bros you're on a real podcast while they're recording.
I will.
All right,
go throw some shade.
All right, we'll talk to you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right.
Did you tell her you were gonna call?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How'd you like that little surprise?
Yeah, it was great.
All right.
I love Peta.
Our roving reporter, I knew she would give us some context.
Exactly.
Big Sugar.
Yeah, I think I talked to Peta more than a lot of people. So, what's funny is I know we've talked about this before, but there's been so many times in my life where I'm it's really hard to meet girlfriends, blah, blah, blah. And for some reason, over the past, or I feel since I hit 30, I've just gotten really fortunate that I've met so many amazing women that don't even necessarily live here. Between Miami and then, Luce in North Carolina and Peta in Australia. And they're just, I've gotten really lucky that I've had like all these like some of the best women I've ever met in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Just like came into my life within the past couple years.
Wow.
So and Peta being one of them. So
well, y'all have a lot more in common. You know, you find people that you have stuff in common.
I think you settle into who you are in your 30s. And it's funny, I was running with my friend Shelly this morning and we were talking about that. She was like, I feel like I'm just at this point where I'm settling into myself in my 30s, and therefore I don't care to attract people that I have nothing in common with. Mm-hmm. Even though, you're still nice to everyone, but for some reason you start actually attracting the people that are meant to be your friends.
That's where you want to spend your time.
Yeah, and I think men do that earlier than women, but I think women it's harder because it's like, hit into us at an early age like that to be people pleasers. So
yeah.
But anyways, that was a little bit of a tangent, but that's why I like talking to Peta.
I figured you'd like that little surprise. So I guess that's it on Big Sugar for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you have any other? That makes me so happy that Michael stopped to help her.
I know. I didn't know that story.
He didn't tell me
that.
Us. Yeah, that's so nice.
He didn't tell me that at all.
We're raising a good kid.
Yeah. So we've got our party today. Crank it up. So if you actually, this will get out before the event. So if you hear this and you're in Atlanta, you are welcome to attend.
Go to www.speed-studio.com/crankitup. If you just go to speedstudio.com, you'll see a link to it at the top. That'll give you all the information. It's at our studio in Studioplex from 5:30 to 8:30. Races will start around 6 p.m. There's 3-minute races, multiple heats, and we've got crazy prizes, like more prizes than I think we even knew we would have.
Yeah.
Because local bike shops, Specialized, have donated more on top of everything that Wahoo has also donated.
Yeah.
And Podium also donated some gift cards. So if you live in the area and you shop at Podium or you need stuff for your running or your riding, come get some gift cards.
Yeah.
But you got to race.
You do, to get the prizes. But you don't have to race to come. And we'll have some beer from Halfway Crooks, our friends there.
Yeah, Halfway Crooks.
Pizza from Glide. And it is the end of our marathon fall event schedule.
Yeah.
Which cannot tell you how excited I am that this is the end of it.
I had a dream. It was actually a nightmare. I had a nightmare that I woke up at like 3 a.m. today.
I planned something else?
And you were like, tomorrow we're leaving to go to, and I don't even remember what country we were going to, but I was panicking because I couldn't find anyone to watch Emmy, and I didn't have enough time to get Camille's papers from the vet, and I was like, why would you do this? I just said, it was like literally, it's like a funny nightmare, but.
I did try to get us to go to the New York City Marathon in 2 weeks, but you were like, no, we can't. We're done.
Yeah.
So sorry, Richards. I wanted to go, but next year. It's just because we have been on a marathon.
We've been on a marathon events, and I feel like both of us are out of Sky Miles, so we got to save those up too. I hate paying. I refuse to pay for flights to New York. If I can't use Sky Miles, I will not go to New York.
We've got plenty of Sky Miles to get to New York.
I know.
So if you want to go, we can go.
I'm low on Sky Miles because we used all mine this year.
We can go if you want to go. But yeah, so that's it. So
make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast.
Especially all our new Australian friends will tune in now. Exactly. And, it just, the more people, and if you see us at a bike event, you see us in the neighborhood, come up and say hi. We love to talk to people about the podcast. And yeah, we're going to go start getting ready for this party. All right. Over and out. Again. I see. It feels so great. This is a straight